Okay, it's another bank holiday and the Queen has demanded we have another giant game of 40k. Nick over there, the one in the black,
Hello.
is currently redecorating his living room, so his wife has gone out for the day, so we moved all the furniture out and we have a 12-foot by 6-foot board here.
This is how we redecorate, baby.
This is how we redecorate. So we are playing a special mission today. It's going to be 6,000 points aside. There is a team of 3 of Necrons, Orks and somebody else, Tyranids. They're each taking 2,000 point armies, and then on the other team we have 2 Eldar armies and a Space Marine army, well, Blood Angel army, and an Imperial Guard army. So I'm just going to go through the mission. It's reasonably complex. There are lots of different victory points you can score at the end of the game. So first of all, there are 4 objectives on this giant board we've got. There is one objective down here. There is one objective hiding in that ruined temple over there. There is one objective here on this crashed Thunderhawk. Don't worry folks, this is not a £600 Forge World model I've wrecked. A friend of mine, Ashen and Jason, they made it and I got it from them. And the last objective is on the side of this beautifully painted Witchbane Tor over here. So each of those at the end of the game is worth 3 victory points as normal. But there are other victory points you can score mid-game as well. Inside our Zone Mortalis that we have in the centre of the board, there is a computer terminal, that kind of a holy object there. And there are 2 upload terminals on 2 edges of the board, one over there and one on the top of this building over here. If at the end of any of your enemies' turns you occupy the terminal in the centre and one of the 2 terminals at the edge of the board, you get to score an additional victory point. If you happen to occupy all 3, you get 2 additional victory points, so there's quite a few on offer there throughout the game. Then there are some other objectives you can get. Each of us has deployed a bastion in our deployment zones, one over there and one down there as I just showed you. If at the end of the game you have managed to destroy the bastion your opponent deployed, then you score an extra victory point. But if at the end of the game you have managed to occupy the bastion your opponent deployed, you get 2 extra victory points. There are more victory points on offer, there are many as I said. If you kill one of the opposing warlords, then you score a victory point for that. So there are 3 of each, one of our side, the good side as I shall call them from now on, one of ours doesn't count to make the sides even. So there are 3 extra victory points to be awarded there. Also, the first side to kill 1 elite, 1 heavy and 1 fast attack from the opposing army scores an additional victory point. So okay, I'm nearly there. There are 2 secret objectives which we're going to write down in a moment, which the opponent doesn't get to see, so they won't know if we've scored them until the very end of the game, just to give it a bit of mystery. The 2 secret objectives are, we have to write down one of our HQ units, and if that unit survives to the end of the game, then we score an extra victory point for that. And we also have to note down one of the 4 objectives, and if we occupy that one at the end of the game, then we score an additional point for that. Okay, I don't think there's much else I'm forgetting. I'll just quickly do deployment zones. We have done an apocalypse deployment, the old roll a scatter dice in the centre of the table and then draw a line. So the good guys, the Eldar and Imperials, are deploying in this kind of diagonal half of the table over here, up to about the Thunderhawk, and then the evil hordes are deploying in the main city area and on the other side of the Zone Mortalis over there. Okay, time to go through armies. This may take some time. Okay, so I'm going to go through all the armies very briefly. As we've got 12,000 points to go through, it's going to be quite brief. So Mark has brought with him an Imperial Guard army. You can see down here he has a couple of different Lemon Russes, and then he has a couple of Chimeras and a Griffin, I believe. Is that one, Mark? The one that's got an invisible cannon on it. There are a couple of normal squads of Imperial Guardsmen, and they're going to be led by the living saint herself, Saint Celestine. She gives them fearless, and she's pretty beefy in combat. There's an autocannon heavy weapons team. There are the Sisters of Battle Tax you have to pay to get Saint Celestine, and they have a nice blue rhino. And we have a company command squad and a platoon command squad who are quite lightly armed. Over here there are 2 special weapon teams armed with melter guns. And lastly, he has a Vendetta, because you're not really playing Imperial Guard unless you bought a Vendetta. On to my Blood Angels. I bought a huge squad of Death Company, 15 strong, led by a Reclusiarch. We have 10 Assault Marines, and they have a Sanguinary Priest and a couple of Melter Guns. We've got 5 Shooty Terminators, and then I brought some Imperial Guard ally. As I said, got to bring a Valkyrie, or a Vendetta in this case. I have a Manticore for lots of range and blast templates. Then there is a Veteran Squad armed with 3 Melter Guns, and I have a Company Command Squad with an Ordnance guy who can throw out large blasts. So Paul and Trude have each brought some Eldar. I may get their army slightly mixed up here. So we have an Avatar, there are a couple of Wraith Lords, and then there are some Dire Avengers here, fully 10 of them with Bladestorm and such. We have a Wave Serpent that the Dire Avengers are going around in, and we also have a Fire Prism. Then over to Paul's section of the army, there are 2 more fire prisms, lots of large blasts, you may see a theme. We have 2 squads of 3 jet bikes, they're going to be scoring. And then we move on to the meat of the Eldar lists. I think in total we have 25 Wraith Guard Yes, somehow they have got hold of that many of those evil metal models. So there's 2 troop units of them, and there's 1 5-man unit other than that. We've got an Eldar, and I believe another 2 Farseers in there. They've got the general selection of powers, as always. We also have some Harlequins. They have a Death Jester, and we have a group of Warlocks. They've got lots of Destructors in there. They're going to go and fry some nids, I hope. Okay, now we're moving on to the evil side. Bear with me slightly, just got to move some children's toys off the sofa to sit down.
There, boss.
So these are the things I really don't like. Si has been frantically painting all week, and he has painted up 6 of the evilest things in the world, the Wraiths. I do not like them, but damn, they look good. He also has a command barge with a lord all tooled up on the back with Sempiternal Weeb, Fave Shifter, and obviously a War Scythe. And what's this hiding at the back? Well, not really hiding, is it? A giant monolith. He has the big walker thing. What's it called, Simon? In memory is slipping. A Triarch Stalker. Then we have a Doom Scythe with his evil Death Ray. Then down here we have a load of Immortals. I think there might be 15 of them. They're all armed with the Tesla carbines. We have another massive unit of warriors here. Both of these squads are led by lords with War Scythes and Resurrection Orbs. We have 5 Scarabs, because, well, why not? And another small squad of warriors here who are rocking around in an Ark. Resurrection Ark?
Ghost Ark.
Ghost Ark, similar. They are led by a Canatep guy, Cryptek, that's his name, and he has a solar pulse, so he can turn the lights on and off once per game. And then we have the Horde over here. Well, oh, sorry, look, he hid something at the back. There's an Alienation barge hiding at the back there. So this is Nick's Horde. It's not actually as big as you would think for 2,000 points of Orks. So just the basic bits to start with. He's got a couple of units of trucks there, with the standard truck boys inside, with knobs with claws and such. He has a squad of 14 Gretchen down here. And then he has 6 Knob Bikers, getting to the more expensive things. And then we get to the really big unit. There is Warlord Ghazghkull himself with 6 Mega Knob Bodyguards. They're riding around in a battle wagon with a Death Roller. There is a second battle wagon. Well, that doesn't look like a Death Roller, but I believe he's using it as one. Yep. And that's got a big unit of 20 boys inside, led by a big mech and obviously a knob. Hiding at the back there is a looted Imperial Guard tank. He's using it obviously as a looted wagon with boom cannon. And we also have on the top a Dakka jet. Or is it a Dakka jet today?
It's a burner bomber.
It's a burner bomber today. Rather nice paint job on there, if I do say so myself. Not that I actually painted it.
I might be getting someone to paint one for me.
There you go, Jason. I've earned you 20 quid already, mate. Remember my cut. Okay, so we're moving over to the Nids now. We have a large unit of Tyranid warriors here. I believe they're all armed with Death Spitters and a Venom cannon. Then we've got an even larger unit of Hormagaunts. And then we've got some scattered gargoyles. You can tell Chris had his army nicely lined up, and then we made him move it so he could stick down our bastions. We have a Hive Tyrant with a couple of Tyrant Guard. We have the evil Trigon over here. And look at this. We actually have a homemade Harpy. Looks awesome. So a flying monstrous creature to add to the fight. We have some Gene Stealers here with a giant Broodlord. We rolled up his psychic powers, and he took the Biomancy power, and very unluckily it rolled all powers that required ballistic skill. So don't expect him to be using any of those this game. We have a massive unit of Hormagaunts over here, and there is a Venom Thrope, and then this one here is a Carnifex with crushing claws and big scythe talony things. Over here we have a Tyrannifex with the massive rupture cannon, and then the evilest thing on the table by far, 2 Hive Guard. Really shouldn't be allowed. Okay, each side has also got a bastion, as I said, with an Icarus las cannon on it, and also each side has an Aegis defence line with a quad gun on it. Okay, I think that's everything. No doubt I've forgotten something, but hey. Okay guys, we're just going to quickly go through the setup. As you can see, we have set up a load of Imperial Guard behind this defence line over here. We've got some more stuff. I'm not going to name every unit. I'm just going to go around and you can see for yourselves, as there are too many units to name. I'll do some few highlights though. There's our nice Manticore there, hiding behind some good terrain and a fire over its big templates. We've got the Death Company and the Farseer and his Seer Council going into the Zone Mortalis. And over on their side, they've got first turn by the way, there is a Death Roller with Ghazghkull inside it. You can see some Wraiths and Gene Stealers are sneakily stuck inside. And there is also a Doom of Malantai and a Carnifex over there. Over this side of their board you can see they've got a few massive monstrous creatures from the Tyranids, a couple of Necron vehicles, the Knobs Bikers, they've got some looters in their bastion and a load of Hormagaunts. Moving down this end of the table, we have a Wraith wing going around. We have some jet bikes down here, some Harlequins up there, some Wraith Guard and stuff, and a couple of Wraith Lords. We have over here in reserve, this end of the table is not being used, remember. We've reserved a couple of Vendettas. We have the Blood Angels are all reserved coming in deep strike. You notice we've got a couple of spare Death Rollers here as well. One of them has been half eaten already. You can see the Necrons and Orks have reserved quite a lot of stuff, or have quite a lot in transports in that regard. And the last thing we have over here, you can see that they've got some Tiny Warriors up on that objective there, some Truck Boys going in across there, some Gargoyles, and that's about it for the setup. Now we're going to see if we can steal the initiative. Come on, Mark. Get to steal it on a 6. It's a 1. Why didn't I say the other number? They get to go first. Okay, so it's the evil guys, turn 1. So what's happened over here, Chris? This is the main Tyranid area of the board, it would seem.
So far the Tyranids have basically advanced. They don't have really any firepower on this side, so it's just a straight run forward.
That's it, he took one pot shot with the big Tyrannofex, but he made his cover save, didn't he?
Yeah, he made a cover save on that, so that didn't do good. The Orks also shot in with some Daka guns and managed to do nothing.
Yeah, we killed a few Imperial Guard down here, didn't you?
Guardsmen fell, but lots of cover saves were made very, very well.
Yeah, it's mainly the next turn where you get to charge.
That will help.
Yes.
That will help.
Okay, moving over this way. As you can see, we're not doing our usual quite in-depth report today because, well, there's 6,000 points and I can't remember it all. I don't know about anybody else. So what happened in the Zone Mortalis side? I don't like this bit here. You appear to have Wraiths on the point.
Well, my Wraiths have advanced. They've got the objective there. Unfortunately, the Gene Stealers took a bit of a hammering trying to charge the Seer Council.
Yeah, the Seer Council got loads of Destructors, haven't they? And they managed to kill the Broodlord. Very bad. Well, good for us. Yay! Over here we have the Doom of Malantai walking in, is that?
Yep. Yeah, they've just advanced further forward, so...
No problem, and as I said, you have this objective down here, the one that you can score at the end of your opponent's turns if you control one of the upload antenna. Okay, so down here, Nick, you appear to move forward with some battle wagons.
Oh, the Orksies have moved forward.
Oh, the accent is here, that's what I like to see.
The Orksies battle wagons moved forward. He tried snap firing a shot there, but he missed. But their rollers getting ever so closer.
Don't like that.
Niddy things there, they stayed hidden in the building, and the Necrons, they advanced further forward. We did have our quad gun at the back there. They did 4 hits and 3 wounds, but
that's it. I must say we rolled quite well on our saves this turn, unlike Chris, who failed all of his saves.
Unfortunately, the Nids are in the building here and the Necrons here. They're all out of range.
A lot of your stuff is out of range at the start of the game, obviously, because this type of board.
But the 2 trucks, they've moved around, and one of them's let out their boys.
This isn't boding well. You appear to be in control of one of the upload antenna and the central computer. So unless we can stop one of those, that's a pirate accent, Nick.
I know. we be Ork mercenaries today, you see.
Ah, I see. Working for the evil Necrons. Okay.
We're not evil.
So that was their turn 1. Okay, Imperial and Eldar, the good guys, turn 1. Okay, Mark, you were kind of mainly doing the occupying over here. What happened?
So the Blob Squad did front rank fire, second rank fire into termagants, killed a good number of them.
Yeah, they're not as big as they were.
Certainly good. The autocannon and the Icarus Las cannon shooted into the boom cannon, took off 2 hull points and it can't
the old looted wagon over there, yeah.
Yeah. The Stock Lima Russ fired up the looters, killed 3 of them, and the Lima Russ Demolisher killed 2 of the Knob Bikers, and a Manticore managed to kill the 3rd one. However, he's made every pinning test and every
leadership 7 on all those units. He rolled double 1 for most of them.
So overall, I'm pretty happy with where I've had it over here, but moving on.
Okie dokie. In the Zone Mortalis pool, did we manage to do well?
So the Seer Council and the Death Company are moving in. The Seer Council moved up and flamed all those Gene Stealers to death. So they all died to...
That's good. I'm quite scared of that Doom and Malantai skill, but I usually do pick out a model and become petrified of it, so I'm hoping it's going to roll badly.
Yeah. Then we had the Wraith Guard, which have got perfect timing and prescience, shooting into where they used to be.
Rerolling to hits and no cover save, so bye-bye battle wagon.
Managed to destroy the battle wagon. And then we fired pretty much everything else there into Gazgul's Mega Knob squad.
Yeah,
we managed to kill 2 of them, and then we managed to break them, so that was a good result. They're now running.
No fearless for Gazgul. And what about over on this end bit?
So over here, we really needed to try and wipe out this boys mob in the building.
Yeah, this was our main objective, guys. We had to kill about 3 of a squad of the 12 orc boys.
With the new can't kill what you can't see, pretty much we were only going to do it with indirect fire, and unfortunately the indirect fire was needed down on the right flank. So I think we managed to kill 1 boy.
Yeah.
But we've moved our squads up to try and threaten those guys in assault, because the opaqueness of this side is going to mean we're only really going to
This is the way Nick builds his buildings. Look, there are no windows there. And look, when I build a building, you can see through the whole side. Well, I'm not sure whose is a better option. Probably Nick's.
No, that's about it from this side.
So they have actually scored, because
Yeah.
the orc boys, they're just underneath that of that upload antenna there. And Size Evil Wraiths have just walked straight through this blast door. I paid good money to Forge World for that blast door, and he just walked through it. So they control that computer console. So they're 1 victory point up so
First
far.
VP to the Orksies and Necrons and Tyranids.
That's it, on to their turn. So, Necron Orc Tyranid, turn 2. Nick, what happened down this end of the table?
Well, the Orksies did their little bit. The nobbies, they're the bikers there, they come up and they managed to assault into the Imperial Guard and they won the combat 5-0. But
Excellent.
the Imperial Guard are fearless.
That damn Celestine leading
yes.
them the same. Didn't she do some cowardly thing and not challenge or something?
She did. It's a bit like that cowardly Lysander in a previous battle. The Nids, they moved themselves up a little bit.
Yeah, they've run forward,
well.
haven't they? The Orcs did win that combat quite severely, but the Imperial Guard still have some numbers left, don't they?
Yes. Nothing else could happen much over here. The Looter's shot did nothing. The Looted Wacken couldn't do anything this turn.
Yeah, the big Tyrannifex it shot but failed to hit.
You can't see from the camera over here there, but the Gretchen did come on.
Yeah, there are Gretchen behind
They're
there.
behind the bastion. They're all hiding there.
No problem.
Now for the worst part of our turn.
Yeah, I like this. We did quite a lot of damage here during their turn.
It all happened to the Necrons, unfortunately. The Doomslive, as you can see, did come in, but it got shot.
The old
And it's
Icarus las cannon with its interceptor rule took a shot at it.
And it lost its death ray.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, it still has 1 weapon left.
But that wasn't the worst part, was
No,
it?
that wasn't the worst part. It gets worse. Over where the camera should roughly be pointing,
there's this
you
gap
can
here.
See, you can see a Chimera.
This one here.
There was a monolith, but it came down and landed on the Chimera and destroyed itself.
Yeah, Sai was quite brave.
Back to the Tomb World.
Sai was quite brave. He attempted to deep strike in here and he scattered 6 inches and then rolled a 1 on the chart. Dead monolith.
Oh.
Okay, over to the Zone Mortalis, Chris. What happened in here? I see the Wraiths are still scoring.
The Wraiths are still holding their point, giving us some nice victory points, and the Doom of Valentine moved up and sucked the life out of 3 Death Company.
That he did.
He managed to inflict a wound on the Warlocks, but they saved it. And the Carnifex has backed up to prepare to receive the next charge.
Backed up in exclamation mark, in quote marks there.
Indeed. The Hive Tyrant's going to go and join the shenanigans going on in there, but he's a little bit away yet because the lack of Tyranid vehicles.
That's it. Poor old Gazgal over here rallied this turn, didn't he? But he didn't really get back in the fight at all. And what else happened? You got some Orcs here, Nick. What did they get up to?
The Orcs jumped out of their battle wagon, though the big mech is still staying in there, as the brave soul he is.
That's it.
They jumped out, they shot at the Imperial Guard that was in front of them, killed a couple, they did make their say, and attempted to charge them.
Oh yeah, it didn't go well, did it?
No. The charging attempt, I think I rolled a 5 and 2 1, so double 1 for the charge.
So, didn't we have a similar theme over here?
But, yes, we did kill some Wraith Guard as well.
Oh yes.
The Wraith Guard.
Trude popped out of the room, so I had to roll some armour saves for her. Went bad for the Wraith Guard. 3 of them are now dead.
Yes.
She glared at me.
Right, over here. The trucks moved around. One moved around to help protect the boys that are in the building.
Yeah, doing a bit of cock blocking, aren't you?
And the other one's come up here and released its boys. We thought we'd have a go at the Avatar. We shot everything at him. We did cause 2 wounds, but made his saves.
Yep.
And the boys attempted to have a charge. They were 3 inches short of charging the Avatar.
That they were. Attack of the moving through cover again.
Yes, and we did kill, the Stalker shot and destroyed 2 of the jet
a couple
bikes.
of the jet bikes, but then he made a couple of Jinx saves, which is pretty good.
Ghost Ark attempted to shoot at the Harlequins, but didn't do anything.
And these warriors over here appear to have moved out of their beautiful building and are charging across.
And run across, yes, because we need some extra
So you didn't quite get into as much close combat as you'd hoped that turn, but I suspect next turn will prove different.
The other thing we forgot, which is what went well with our turn, the
Oh yes, the
Bur-
Dakar jet.
the burner bomber.
bomber, sorry.
Came on, shot its 2 Scorcher missiles into the Wraith Guard.
Yeah, fired at this point of the board. Where did they hit, Nick? Was it-
We hit the Wraith Guard once with
Hit
one
there.
hit and missed it, and then we hit the Orc boys and killed three of our own.
Excellent shooting with those orcs.
It's typical Orcs, I'd say.
Let's see if our turn is any better. Okay, it's Imperial Eldar turn 2. It was quite a bloody one. Let's see what happened. Mark, this section down here, please.
So Chimera pushed up, triple melted the Necron command barge and killed that. We tried to instant death with the Wraith Guard but failed. The 2 Vendettas came on from outflank. This Vendetta managed to kill the Night Scythe. This Vendetta blew up the Boom Wagon.
Boomwagon back there, and then we have a crater where there was a Night Scythe or a Doom Scythe.
Yeah, basically the general sort of templates and stuff like that. We tried to instant death the Scourge Swarm, but
Yeah, that wasn't very successful, was it?
and we whittled down these guys some more, the Hormagaunts some more. The combat down here, the Imperial Guard are pretty much wiped out. St. Celestine is down, but
She got beaten up in a challenge by a knob with a power claw.
Yeah, so not too bad. We haven't totally lost a flank yet, so that's the end of this side.
Yeah, we still got the Trigon over here and the other Necron bargey thing coming in.
We've had some Termi reinforcements in the back. I don't know if you want to cover.
Yeah, I'll just go over and give it over here. So I dropped in the Blood Angels over here. The Terminators dropped in, and all the choice targets around, they decided to fire at the main threat over here, which was some Gretchen. I killed more or less all of them, but the free Gretchen made their leadership 5, which is a bit annoying. I'd assumed they were off the board.
George, next turn.
These guys scattered a bit and landed here, took some pot shots with melter guns. The Tyranids didn't hurt it. They're kind of like trapped between that rock there and that hard place over there that is the Hive Tyrant. Paul, what happened in the old Zone Mortalis?
So in the Zone Mortalis we were fighting the Doom of Melantai and the Carnifex because we can't get to the raids yet. So the Seer Council fired some flamer shots and then charged in against the Carnifex. They've reduced it to 1 wound and have lost a Warlock in return. The Doom also wounded the Farseer. The Doom also put some more wounds on the Death Company. I think 2 or 3? 2?
2 more died.
So he managed to get him back up to 8 wounds before the Death Company raced in and killed him with their hundreds of attacks that they have.
That they did.
So we've got 1 wound Carnifex, and then we're through to these raids which are still occupying the upload terminal.
Okay, what about this centre bit here? It looks like a bit of a clusterfuck, if you excuse my French.
Yeah, we had some really bad shooting from your Imperial Guard allies. They
Oh yeah, I remember.
we opened the shooting phase with a bang as we decided to bring down an orbital bombardment on the battle wagon.
Right here. I targeted this location.
It scattered 16 inches, which took it all the way back
I
to
hit
there.
this location.
Where you promptly wiped out a whole bunch of Imperial Guard and immobilised their Chimera.
Sorry, Mark.
The rest of the shooting phase, we were mostly focusing on firing at the Orc mob. We've reduced them to 5, and they're now fleeing from this. They're in front of the Dakar jet just here.
Oh, I see.
We also managed to force the Dakar jet to jink, so that won't be firing its next turn.
I fired my Manticore down here as well, but again, it scattered hideously and hit this building here a couple of times.
So we're slightly worried that the Mega Knobs and the Gargoyles are going to be.
Yeah, Gazzy's going to be in.
Yeah. Over here,
the Triax Stalker appears to be holding a chocolate bar wrapper.
This is what we did is we fired the Wraith Guard at him and opened up the holes to the warp where a massive apple fruit bar came through the warp and crushed the spider thing immediately.
Those cheesy Eldar and their broken special attacks.
You think Orks get to do all the comedy stuff? Not so. We fired scatter lasers here and killed some boys. The Avatar was supposed to run in, but only managed to run.
Surely the Avatar can make that distance.
He managed to run 3 inches.
He can nearly reach with his sword from there.
Yeah, it's not so good. Over here, we had a wagon in the way of trying to get to this communications spire, which is all important for victory points.
That is, the Orcs were holding that, and the centre of the board was held by the Necron, so they were scoring that each turn.
The 2 jet bike squads positioned here. They've since moved back around out of harm's way. They fired shuriken cannons into the wagon and blew it up. Then the Harlequins managed to skip daintily straight over the top of the ruins, no rolls or nothing, and steamed into the boys' mob that were holding it and butchered them to a man.
Excellent.
Whilst the Wraith Guard moved up, hopefully getting in position to support the Harlequins.
Sounds good.
So no extra victory points this turn.
Yeah, none of us have managed to kill an elite or heavy, have we?
Both the upload points.
Well, none of us have managed to kill the elite heavy and fast, which gives an extra victory point as yet.
Yeah.
There are quite a sparsity of fast attack choices on the table. We have a couple of vendettas.
Are there any warlords down?
Any warlords down? Good question. Gazgul's a warlord. Saint Celestine is down at the moment due to the... no, she wasn't your warlord because you don't get a warlord. So it's R3, my chaplain is still up, your Farseer is still up. Avatar's still up. And what about the evil guy's side? There's the Hive Tyrant still there, Gazzy's still there.
And the Overlord's still there.
And the Overlord is still there. The Overlord looks like the most likely to go down, I would say. Okay, on to the evil. It is the evil Orc Necron Tyranid Alliance turn 3. Okay, Nick, what happened in this battlefield part over here?
Right, over here we tried shooting with the Annihilating Barge at the flyer.
At my poor flyer.
Yes, at the flyer. We managed to do 1 hull point damage to it.
That you did. Those Tesla weapons are pretty good versus flyers.
Yes, the looters even had an attempt. They had 6 shots at it.
Yeah, they're somehow still there.
The Gretchen are still there, running around, hiding behind the looted wagon now.
Bloody Gretchen, I bet they're going to score a point at the end of the game. I mark you now.
Just to do that. The
Tyranids?
Tyranids, the big Tyranid shot into the command squad that was there, so the heavy weapon 2 people.
Yep.
Killed it, yeah.
And you've now got the upload bunker over here, and you still control the centre point, which we'll get to in a sec. Yeah. So, end of our turn, you score again.
The knobs charged into the sisters, and they did win combat. With the leader challenged one of our ones, and they missed them when we crumped.
It's okay, this turn our Celestine is going to stand back up and deal with the knobs once and for all.
The Necron Overlord, obviously without his command barge, charged into the Wraith Guard, isn't it then? Yep, they charged into him and it's locked in combat. Taken 2 wounds.
Oh, he's taken wounds, I didn't realise that. That's a pretty good result on our half.
Locked in combat.
Very nice.
We've got the burner bombers decided to fly over this way to try and
discretion, better part of valour.
Yeah, and we got a close combat that went on down here.
Yeah, I'll explain that as I were in it. He charged in with his Tyrannifex. He only got 1 wound on me and feel no pain. He's gorgeous now. So I made my save, but unfortunately all my crack grenades did nothing to his 2-up armour.
And they lose 2 members to shooting beforehand from the Tyrannid.
Ah yes, you shot as you went in, yeah, and it's free weapon, so I'm 2 number down, but I remember to roll the Bloodthirst on turn 3. They're now fearless. Awesome. Okay, so we moved down. Nothing really happened in the Zone Mortalis, did it?
Carnifex cart bit.
Yeah, Carnifex cart. We kind of knew that was going to happen. These Wraiths, though, they did some cheesy manoeuvring, haven't they? You'll notice that they have hidden behind all these walls, so we can't charge them. That doesn't seem very fair.
But it does seem very funny.
What happened in this big section over in this middle?
The battle wagon used its death roller and went into the Chimera.
Oh yeah, down here?
Yes, it's now, well, it didn't destroy it, unfortunately.
Yeah, you didn't roll particularly well there.
No, I only did roll 2, but only did 1 penetrating.
I see a distinct lack of Wraith Guard over here, though. There was a squad of 10 and a Farseer.
Oh, but now Gazgul's there in its place.
Yes, predictable. Gazgul kills loads of Wraith Guard, shocker.
Yes, he did most of it, almost did all of it by himself as well, without the Megnobs.
He is pretty deadly, not sure what we're going to do about them. The Avatar combat, what happened in the end over there?
Avatar attacked the Orks, killed 3 members. The Orks are now running away.
Yeah, sped away.
The Knob declined to challenge, surprisingly.
I think the blinding venom seemed quite good when Chris charged in with his gargoyles, but he made all his saves. Well, Trude made all his saves.
Yes.
On the Avatar.
And the Harpy in the shooting phase did attempt to do a blast mark on the Wraith Guard over there.
Yeah, killed one of them.
Killed 1, unfortunately.
And the Warriors, what did they do, Chris? They came down from their ivory tower.
They came down their ivory tower. They charged forward and attempted to charge the Harlequins in the building, but unfortunately fell short.
Yeah, they only got a 4, didn't they?
So they're going to have to wait till next turn to get stuck in.
And I think all the Necrons over here shot the Harlequins as well, but in that building they got a 2-up re-rollable due to their fortune, so not a lot was happening there. What did this Necron bargey thingy do?
He was shooting at the Wraith Guard.
Aha,
Didn't
so
do a lot though.
A couple more wounds on. Okay, so that was the end of Evil Guy turn 3. Let's see what we can do. It is Good Guys turn 3. Okay, Mark, what happened down this end of the table?
So,
quite a lot.
Yeah, a lot happened this end. Started off with Side doing night fighting, so we had to kind of position ourselves for Searchlight really. They had the 4 termagants up here, which pretty much took 2 fire prisms.
4 termagants.
Lehman Russ, my autocannons fired it, my Rhino fired it, just couldn't put them down, but we eventually got rid of them.
Yeah,
just
I
took
think
a
the
little
last fire prism took them out, didn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit too much firing with the lights. We managed to put a wound on the Turbogun. I think that's from the Manticore, maybe?
Yeah, on that Trigon there.
So the Trigon's taken a wound. In the combat, my sisters have dealt another wound to these guys and held, which is really useful.
They're doing a good job there.
However, Saint Cecily stayed down.
Yeah, what's she doing lying on the floor? You lazy cow.
She'll get up in a sec. I'm pushing up here to make a play for the objective.
What happened down here with the old Necron Lord? I notice he's still there.
We won the. We actually died. Unfortunately, Maidis will be back rolls. He's back up on 1
Damn
wound.
it.
He's probably going to kill something next turn. The Griffin did a bit of a hero shot and killed all 5 of the Wraiths.
Oh yeah, that was awesome shooting.
Didn't need
Really
bonus point
good.
for fast attack. And
Yeah, so we have now scored a victory point. We're now drawing on victory points, folks.
the Vendetta managed to put 1 glancing hit on that, but he managed to have to jink out the way.
Yes,
So
2 Vendettas firing at this. Nick has been ungodly with his jinx saves this game.
that's kind of this flank.
That's it. Over here, my Blood Angels, they charged in, the Terminators charged in to rescue their Assault Marine brethren. They managed to kill it with all their Power Fist attacks. I mean, 12 Power Fists. I managed to hit a load of times and it just took out the, what's it called? The Tyrannothex over there. It's not really built for combat. Unfortunately, this game, its shooting's been to poor. We're not sure what it's built for. Going around this side of the table, I fired the Manticore here and it fired all the way over there at the Tyranid warriors. Managed to kill 2, including a Prime, which was quite nice. Inside here, the Eldar did a gorgeous throw of their spear, hitting the blast door, which was protecting the Necron Wraiths. They managed to penetrate it, and it only takes 1 penetrate to kill the door, so the door was removed. The Death Company didn't need asking, they charged into the Wraiths. There were 6 Wraiths, there is now 1 left, and that was with good saving throws. 1 of the Death Company succumbed, but now at least we are contesting this objective, this upload point, so they can't score anymore until they manage to wipe out the Death Company. Don't think that's going to happen. What happened over on this side, Paul?
Okay, so this turn our primary target was to try and slow down Gazgul's inexorable advance.
Yes, he was quite scary last turn,
So
killing all of our
Eldrad
stuff.
bought the Doom, and then we had.
Where's Eldrad hiding? He's over there, is
He's
he?
over here with his Wraith Guard.
Okie dokie.
Over here. So then we had 2 Shuriken Cannon jet bites.
Oh, I see, yep.
We had the Scatter Lasers and Shuriken Cannons from this Wave Serpent.
Yep.
We had a focused fire and some Shuriken Cannon from that Fire Prism.
There's some melter guns from this veteran squad.
There's melter guns in here, and also the tank itself fired.
Yep.
We had a nice double flamer action from the Wraith Lord.
So everything.
And
This Wraith Lord did nothing as it failed its Wraith side.
He's failed his Wraith side, so he's just pondering.
After Gazgul killed his Farseer last round.
And then we Blade Stormed with the Dire Avengers. So we managed to kill 4 2-wound Meganobs, and we also managed to do 3 wounds to Gazgul, so I think that's
pretty good going.
good going.
Pleased with that.
There were
Doom.
60 odd saves to make.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. The Avatars finished off the gargoyles that were flocking around him, and the Harlequins popped out and killed those Orc boys that were running away.
That's good. Our main worry over here is probably those Tyranids warriors and the Harpy.
And then the Wraith Guard wrecked that truck. So over here we've got we've got the Harpies obviously.
And obviously we've got the Necron still in there.
That's got troops in it, so that's.
There is
there
still a
as well.
massive squad of 15 Necron warriors led by a Lord, which is still off the board, and they're going to walk on next turn, so they can cause a bit of havoc when they get here. But other than that, that was a pretty good turn for us. It was looking a bit touch and go start of the turn, wasn't it? But managed to take out Gazgul there and managing to take the centre of the Zone Mortalis and also take out some of the stuff over on that corner of the board really helped us out. Let's see. Okay, so Evil Guy turn 4. Take it away, Nick and Si.
Well, over this side we've had the Annihilation Barge and the Burner Bomber take out the Heavy Weapons Squad.
Yeah, our scoring unit. I'm really hoping Mark rolls a double 1 for these running guys this turn. That would be most helpful.
And my Necron Lord,
The guy who got up last turn, you mean? Yeah.
got back up after facing off against some Wraith Guard, decided to take a stroll and blow up a Lehman Russ, which also took out 3 Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, one of us, I'm not going to name myself, rolled a 6 on the explosion, and it really didn't help the fight over there.
So the Knobs finished off the last 2 without taking any more wounds.
Yeah.
Only got to consolidate 2 inches though, but
yeah,
they're in charge.
It's not looking good for us over here now. I mean, you've got a Trigon, the Barge, you've got those things there, you've still got the Venom
To
Throat.
point out, just to annoy him, the Gretchen are still on the move.
Yeah, near a scoring point, and Saint Celestine is still lying on her
The
arse.
bad sign there, they only got to run 1 inch, so they're not actually quite in the ruins.
No problem. So over here,
We shot at the Vendetta with the last cannon, the got a big gun there.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything to it, unfortunately.
Now, I see a lot more Necrons on the board over there.
My reinforcements finally turned up and pummeled the Terminators.
Yeah, you took out 2 of them, didn't you? And then Chris shot another one with his Hive Tyrant and then assaulted in, but I challenged his Hive Tyrant, so he killed my Sergeant, but my Power Fist dude did a wound in return, so it was a bit of a drawn combat. Can somebody remove my Sergeant for me? He should be dead.
He's dead. And obviously the Assault Marines there are obviously...
Yeah,
do what they
they're
do.
our scoring unit, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay, in the Zone Mortalis, I assaulted the last of the... well, not assaulted,
Yeah,
we continued the assault of the Wraith, didn't we? And the Wraith died to loads of Death Company attacks.
The Battle Wagon decided to be slightly annoyed by the Imperial Guard that tried
I'm not
melting
quite
it
sure how
yesterday.
that Battle Wagon is still alive. I've been shooting it all game, I'm sure I have.
And the
pluses.
melters which end up going in close combat to it last turn obviously did nothing. It turned around and death rolled them, where the melter guns again had a 5-up cover save it made and squished the 3
You shouldn't be allowed to roll saves. Okay, down to this end of the board.
Gazzy, who's still alive.
I see another crater, that doesn't spell
There
well.
was a wave serpent there. Gazzy went in and crumped it, I believe is the term.
The explosion killed some of these
The
Avengers?
explosion killed 3 dire Avengers. It was a 6-inch explosion, and we did hit 8, but only 3 died.
You've had good explosions this turn. What about over this section of the board? Anything much happen? I was making tea.
The Ghost Guard plus the Immortals pumped some fire into the last of the...
The Wraith Guard over here, yeah, they're a bit smaller.
Managed to drop a couple.
Oh yeah, the Harpy, that dude there.
Took one out.
But with the Ghost Ark coming down here with the troops to try and get the objective, there's also the 5 Orc boys which was left
Yeah,
on the
they're
unit
hitting
from
there.
the battle wagon.
I'm not confident at the minute, and luckily Eldrad's fortune is keeping alive these Eldar, so they're our ace in the hole really. We need them to get killing.
Yes, and the Tyranid warriors once again failed their
Yeah,
charge.
Chris has not been rolling well on his charges.
Into the Harlequins, which is a bit of a pain.
That it is, but other than that, that's what happened. Let's see what we can do on our turn 4. It's not looking good for the good guys though.
Yes.
Okay, so it is the good guys, as I like to term ourselves. Turn 4. Mark, take it away.
Yeah, pretty good way to start. So we've had to get our vendettas out of hover mode now.
Yeah, they're as normal skimmers now. I don't like it.
So this guy dropped out the vets. They came out and killed the 2 knob bikers. which is
Yeah,
good.
Nick was really bad rolling for his saves there. I only got 2 wounds on him. He failed both of them.
Yeah, Saint Celestine is still down, which is
Yeah, she has not been worth her points this game.
these guys came across and managed to finish off the Necron Lord, which was useful.
Yeah, that was good.
We pretty much put all 4 of our large blast templates and the 2 vendettas into the
Yeah, it took an
Trigon,
awful lot of fire, but the Trigon is no more.
which is pretty useful. We pinged off the Annihilation Barge, managed to deal a wound to the Venom Frop.
Yep.
And I think that's pretty much it.
Now, over here, the Blood Angels, knowing that the main point of the game was to kill the Gretchen, they jumped from over there, managed to get to the Gretchen and slaughter them, and then bathed in their blood like a Grey Knight should. We are now holding this objective. Awesome. Round here, the Tyranid. Hive Tyrant. He managed to kill the last of the Terminators and then consolidated a whole inch forward, so I don't think he's going to get to do much. He might well attack this, which has some melters in. We fired the melters, attempting to kill the Bastion to get the victory point for killing Bastions, but we've been having so much to do this game, neither of us have really had time to concentrate on the Bastions, and they're both untouched so far. In the Zone Mortalis, the Death Company are now holding that upload terminal. If we can survive till the end of their turn over here with our 2 jet bikes, 3 jet bikes, doesn't seem likely, then we will score an additional victory point over there. What happened at the rest of this end, Paul?
So we had Gazgul to worry about. We had got everyone around ready to shoot, but it turned out we only needed this shuriken cannon from this jet bike and the multi-laser from this chimera to finish him off.
Excellent.
Which allowed us to put some shots over here where there's this boys mob that we're worrying about might do some scoring.
Yeah, I fired my Manticore over here, but again it missed by about 10 inches every shot.
And the fire prism shot over there as well.
Yep.
Over here we put...
How is that battle wagon still up, by the way?
Oh, no idea.
No clue.
The City Council are going to go...
I might just want to add into your video, the boys are staying there.
Yeah, the 2 boys are there, past their leadership.
The Dire Avengers are
Scum.
huddling down by the Thunderhawk gunship reloading. The Avatar sprinted forward, chucked his spear at the barge, and had a Herculean attempt to try and charge it, but was an inch out.
Yep.
The Wraith Guard had a shot up at the Harpy, but they missed. But then the 2 Wraith Lords that we thought were going to have to shoot Gazgul had a chance at the Harpy, and they managed to do it a wound and knock it out of the sky. So it's currently
So it's been
Where
grounded.
Non-sweeper is.
Did it take another wound from the grounding roll?
No, the floor wasn't as painful as the scout lasers.
Damn it.
As you mentioned, these jet bikes have turbo boosted up there to try and upload some data.
No problem.
And the Harlequins have bravely thrown themselves at the Tyranid warriors.
Yes, after the Tyranid warriors tried all game to get in combat, the Harlequins finally let them have it.
So the Harlequins managed to kill a warrior and lost 2 Harlequins in return. So.
Yeah, that was on the charge though, so I'm not thinking that's going to be that good next
We'll
turn.
have to see. They've got their fortune rerollable 5+, but we'll have to see if that holds up.
Okay, so that's the end of our turn 4. We're only going to play one more turn because obviously this game has taken quite some time, as you might imagine. So let's just quickly see what's happening on the table victory point wise. So they held the upload bunker and one of the points at the start of the game, so they've got 1 victory point. So there's one objective over here, but nothing is holding at the moment, but there is a troop unit inside that barge, and there are 2 orcs there which are a troop unit. So they've got good chances of getting hold of that, and there are troop units there as well. And in here, yeah, they have a lot of troops surrounding this point. Over there, we have our Dire Avengers on the point on the Thunderhawk gunship.
The Dyers are feeling pretty confident.
I'm not sure I said, but we got an extra victory point for killing the elite, the heavy, and the fast attack earlier in the game. So it's 1-1 at the moment. Over here, the Blood Angels have swung it this side by killing the mighty Gretchen. So we've got a victory point. We've got an objective there. But round here, we don't have any troops that close to score this one. Neither do they, but we've got some troops left in that vendetta there. But then our nearest troops are these guys here. Unless Mark can roll a double 1 for these running guys, it's unlikely we'll score that one. So that's the state of play at the end of turn 4. One other thing?
Warlord kills as well.
Oh, Warlord kills, yes, that's good.
Gazgul.
So Gazgul's dead, that's nice.
Overlord's dead.
Necron Overlord is dead,
The Hive
and
Tyrant is still up.
Hive Tyrant's still up, and he ain't going down anytime soon. On our side,
Eldrad's up. The Avatar is up.
and my Reclusiarch is up, so that's looking good on the old HQ fronts. Obviously, we've got the 2 secret ones, which are written down. We won't know until the end of the game, but I'm secretly confident. That's the end of our turn 4. Okay, it's Evil Guy turn 5. This is their last turn, folks. So what happened, Chris?
Well, the Bernadette broke right and flew over so he could get the back armour of the Valkyrie, and he's taken 2 hull points with that and the Icarus last cannon.
Yeah, this is our last real troop choice over here, so he really wanted to down it.
He
But
made it. The Venom Throat that was here decided to charge into there, but was destroyed utterly by Snapfire.
yeah, the old double melter gun and Snapfire both hit.
Yeah, so that took him out. Everything else around here fired pretty much at the
Yeah,
Blood
that
Angels.
Bargy there and the Hive Tyrant fighter
But
there, didn't they?
our power armour and Feel No Pain just
Really tough
they
to get
shrugged
through.
lots of it off. So
Yeah, that squad's taken a lot of damage this game and just ignored it all.
shrugged off. Yeah, the Feel No Pain has worked superbly.
Hmm.
These Necrons fired at the Chimera, and as you can see, it's still there.
Yeah, 2 more hull points to that.
So
We've got a lot of vehicles with 2 hull points on.
yes, there's lots of damaged vehicles, but nothing dead yet.
Coming over to the centre here.
The battle wagon decided to do its death roller in as it has been.
you have rolled badly all game with your death roller, haven't
Yes,
you? You only
well-
ever do 1 or 2 or 3
It
hits.
should be dead about 15 times anyway.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, he's made up for it with his cover saves, obviously.
It did 1 whole point to the Eldar vehicle there, where then the quad gun then fired into it and it has wrecked that vehicle.
Yes, that vehicle's out of commission.
And obviously we've just moved over to this objective here. The
Yeah, you got a
Necrons
few
have
things
out the
over
vehicle.
there.
The last 2 Orc boys are over there.
That's it. Our Harlequins, though, have made it over there. They had a combat over here with
Yes,
the
with the-
Tyranids warriors, didn't they?
Yes, and they obviously they've done the
That's it.
hit and run now.
They hit and run at the end of the combat so we can get over
We
there.
did put enough fire in to destroy the Eldar bikes to stop you.
Yeah,
getting
we haven't
the,
managed to get a
victory point from
single upload point all game, which is bad. Not good.
That's about it, really.
The Harpy here, that dropped some bombs, didn't it? Dropped some bombs on some of these?
bombs on the Wraith Guard, and then it turned round and also Stranglethorned the Wraith Guard, and I'm down to 6 of my initial 10.
That's it, your fortunes have been immense this game.
Yeah.
The Eldar are indestructible
The
with their
Harlequins are
fortune.
outside of range of getting a fortune now. They're not really sure what's going to happen under these kind of
Well,
circumstances.
we need to take that objective over there, and then we'll have the end of our turn. So, we've got 1 more turn left, guys. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, it is Imperial Eldar turn 5, and it's the end of the game. So, we had a few things we wanted to tie up at the end of our turn. The first one was we wanted to destroy the bastion over there. I fired a melter gun from Blood Angels into it, but then Mark fired his triple melter from his Chimera into it, and we managed to get a blown up result, which was pretty sweet, so we scored a victory point there. All the rest of the stuff over here basically turned around and fired at the Hive Tyrant as we were trying to get our last Warlord victory point. We got loads of wounds on him, but he made a couple of saves and he's down to 1 wound at the end of the game, so no victory point for us. Over here there was one Vendetta, or Valkyrie even. It took to the skies again, flew over the objective, and the Special Weapons Squad in the back, or the Company Command Squad, whichever they are. Platoon Command Squad, yeah, they are a troop choice. They parachuted out and managed to land with pinpoint precision, thus taking that objective. Over on the far side of the table, again, not a whole lot of action took place. We managed to kill the battle wagon here and then the Eldar, who had snuck out the side of the Zone Mortalis. They've had a good game, those guys. They did really well. They managed to flame him to death, ignoring his custom force field, which was nice. What happened over there, Paul? I didn't really see.
So the main events were the Harlequins, who'd hit and run last turn, moved up to threaten the Necron cryptek things. But cheesy Eldar shenanigans, the lone jet bike steamed across the board and positioned himself next to the objective to deny it to the Orks and the Necrons.
Nice. So let's go over the battle points at the end of the mission. So first of all, objectives. We are holding this objective, but that is also our secret objective that we get an extra point for scoring. So we've got 4 objectives there, 4 victory points there. The objective over there is contested, so nobody scores any. Over in this corner, the Blood Angels are holding that one after they managed to wipe out the foul Gretchen, so 3 more victory points to us. Then over here, due to Mark's excellent parachuting in, another 3 victory points. So that's 10 to us and none to them from the objectives. We move on to Warlords. We managed to kill 2 of their Warlords, both Ghazghkull and the Necron Overlord. So 2 more victory points there. And they unfortunately failed to kill any of ours, which was a bit unlucky. We had the Eldrad, who managed to survive the game. The Blood Angels guy, who is in here, who is still alive. And our last one was Trude's Farseer. Avatar even, who is still alive there. So what's the scores on the doors there, Paul?
12-0. But they
12-0.
They did manage to upload.
They uploaded from the bunker, so they got 1 for that. And we managed to kill the elite and heavy and fast attack first, so we get 1 for that. And we also took down the bastion over there.
So 14-1.
Neither of us scored the extra victory points for keeping an HQ of our choice, the secret objective, at the end of the game, because our Saint Celestine died on turn 2 and failed to stand up for the rest of the game, so we didn't score that. And they're chosen Ghazghkull as their secret keep alive HQ, and he obviously bought the bullet a couple of turns ago. So that's the victory points. It was a really good game though. What do people think? I think it was reasonably balanced up until about turn 3 or so, and then our overwhelming firepower seemed to... We'd blunted their close combat assault, and then our firepower took over after that.
I mean, I was really focusing on the right wing, but not the right wing like that. The right wing, side of the table. But over there, the Harlequins and the Wraith Guard.
They were just so tough, and with the Avatar, I mean, I barely saw you guys fail any saves over there. You're just walking through stuff.
I've lost 4 Wraith Guard, and I've lost most of the Harlequins now. But
Fortune just seems far too good now.
It's really good because there's no way of really stopping it unless you're playing. Well, but there's no psychic hoods anymore to stop stuff with, so it just goes off.
So that was fantastic.
The Zone Mortalis worked quite well because the Doom and Malantai was really threatening early on, and the Wraiths were killer units in there. But once we managed to get the Death Company into combat with the support of the Eldar, we managed to take that over. But it took quite a few turns.
I think we were really lucky to take the door down with 1 single spear throw. Which
that was
really to get the charge rather than vice versa.
Yeah, that was it. And the Wraiths could have got out of the way if we hadn't taken that door down.
I was a bit surprised how that one went really, because we fought Gene Stealers and the Carnifex, and
we had really good snapfire rolls on the Gene Stealers and took them out. And they failed their charge, which was unlucky.
But I was surprised that we won the Zone Mortalis.
Me too. I think dropping down the Blood Angels on this back quarter to re-divert the Hive Tyrant was quite useful.
Oh yeah, Hive Tyrant there would have totally changed it.
Because they came back. The Terminator stood up quite well.
My fortune's not very reliable.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was quite pleased with my Blood Angels over there. And the Imperial Guard, I took my artillery section of the Imperial Guard, the Manticore and the Ordnance Master guy up here. They didn't really do a lot. They killed
a lot of Imperial Guard.
They killed a load of Mark's Imperial Guard, but other than that, they weren't particularly accurate or deadly. What are people's standouts? Mark, what did you think of your choices you had taken?
It's typical Imperial Guard line for me, really, because I spent no points on a lot of stuff, so it's just quantity is a quality for me.
I felt our Valkyries were really good. They came on and they were taking our flank over here after the sisters had been beaten up by the Ork bikers.
Just everything kind of performed for me, really kind of did what it wanted to. I mean, Saint Celestine should have got up a bit quicker, but the melters were useful here, my melters were good here, my 2 Lehman Russes were really good.
We had our 2 Lehman Russes and the 2 Fire Prisms over here, and due to the fact that the Tyranids now they're trying to get towards us because obviously we're playing on such a big table. I mean, that Trigon spent all game running towards us.
God, yeah. Now that fleet has been changed, the Tyranids didn't stand a chance.
They just couldn't get to us the whole game.
We just backed up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We started on the kind of like 12-inch line, and every turn we backed up 6 inches. The Tyranids moved forward like 10 inches. We shot them a lot. So
But even on a smaller board, I don't think they'd have had a great game.
yeah, I don't think Tyranids are particularly good in this edition,
They
but
have not been favoured.
hopefully they'll get a White Dwarf update at some point. What do people think of the mission and the rules and stuff? I'm always interested to get a bit of feedback on that.
I don't think I've ever played so complicated a mission.
Yes, I decided I wanted lots of victory points in the mission, so there were lots of stuff to do, and I think that I accomplished that. 'Cause
It was kind of complicated when you look at it on the paper, but when you do play, it is simple enough.
yeah, that's it. It's objectives.
I think-
Four
a lot of it-
objectives with
Yeah.
the upload terminal.
Yeah,
really.
that's it.
I think it didn't need to be. I'm not sure whether or not they improved the game though, to be honest. It wasn't too complicated, but I don't know whether, having to think about all that stuff, I don't know whether
Yeah.
it made the game better.
That's it. I was worried that if you just play with the 4 objectives, which is like a standard mission, then
Yeah.
you're just controlling those points. Where I really enjoyed the fact that we were all worrying about going in the Zone Mortalis and we were sorting out whether we wanted to kill the elites and the heavies and stuff. But I agree that those things actually didn't really have much of an outcome of the game because we won the game because we controlled 3 objectives at the end.
I think it's just extra stuff to think about, which doesn't necessarily benefit.
Yeah, I mean, Zone Mortalis was very good for the centre of the board. I mean, if you didn't have something to do with it, no one would have got in there anyway.
That's it.
It would have just looked
And-
pretty.
And let's face it, it looks cool, so that's the main
Yeah.
reason for taking it.
Yeah, what I don't want to see 9 Hive Guard in there because they could just not get shot at and just ping it out.
Yeah.
Well, I think the zone worked quite well. It was quite an interesting little
That's
addition
it.
to the board.
Yeah.
I'd not even thought that you'd take a bloody Doom and Malantine there. I was really scared when I saw him.
He was as close as the Tyranids actor to being anything of use in the game as he was.
I think your Harpy did quite well. I mean, he may not have killed a whole lot, but he absorbed some shots and he didn't die, which...
But that's it. He was the single
He was
standard
about
because
it.
he was quick, and the Tyranids suffered from lack of speed and pathetically short-range weapons.
Yeah, and on a board this big, they just weren't really in the game.
It really emphasised.
The poor Necrons suffered a bit because their
Yeah, the monolith.
the monolith killed itself, and the Doom side got shot by Interceptor as it came on the board.
That pretty much killed the Necron army.
It really
Yeah.
does.
Suffered brutally.
I mean,
for it.
the Warriors think big.
Yeah, they
Warriors
came in
come
turn
towards
4 and you
the
had 2 rounds.
I think.
Granted, they shot the Terminators a lot, but I mean, I would have preferred them to be more
Yeah,
towards our
I
objective.
think the flank with the Valkyries, I think, would have been very different if the monolith had
Yeah.
been there.
Very much so. And
Very different.
You've seen that they were deep shaking next to Triple Melter plus.
Yeah, but they were
multi-melter.
dropping out Gauss troops,
And it
and they
could
would
have-
have ripped
Not
it
that, not the same turn.
Yeah, but it could have made a
Would have
massive
done it, though.
difference. It had a lot
it could
of about
sticking a monolith there could have made a huge
Yeah.
difference. It's a 200 point massive tank.
I
I mean, Melter's good versus it, but you can easily miss with
Yeah.
BS3 Melter shots.
I mean, this other flank, the middle bit, just the other side of Zone Mortalis, went bad when Gazgul's back.
Gazgul failing his leadership tour, that really set
Yes.
you back. I think that was probably the single most important role of the game.
No, I think the monolith might have been, but that was an
Yeah.
annoying one because that didn't take Gazgul out the fight. Gazgul then
Well,
went on to do
it took him out for
stuff.
2 turns, but if he'd have,
Yeah.
on turn 2, if he'd have got to charge, he'd have taken out all of this stuff here on the charge. It'd have just been brutal.
No, it could have just been he might have taken the wounds early because I
And
mean,
also,
obviously
it
there was
held
more
up your
stuff to
boys
put
as
in.
well, because they were stuck behind them, and those boys then failed their
Well,
charge, they were further
it
away.
held up the second battle wagon, which lasted until the final turn for somehow.
Yeah.
Which again, it was going to be 2 battle wagons trying to death roller their way through that sort of area. I mean, our original plan was to have the battle wagons come up and try and swing over towards the bastion. Because we actually, at the beginning of the game, I fought this flank here with the Thunderhawk. Now, I thought that would be the flank that we'd lose, which is why we went for the ruins, and that's our secret one. I thought that.
But those Gretchen, they couldn't quite hold it, could they?
No, but the sheer weight of massive.
I'm sure the Terminators and the Assault Marines will love talking about how they're gloriously.
Yeah, back on Vale, they'll get written into the histories.
Yeah, so the sheer weight of massive template, massive strength weaponry really controlled the game.
I mean,
That's it, and you failed quite a few key charges, I thought.
My
almost
Tyranid
about
warriors
charges.
failed to charge anything, and it was just
Yeah. Okay, guys, well, thank you very much for the game. Always good to have a giant game of 40k on a bank holiday. Now we have the mammoth task of packing this up. In about 3 hours' time, we'll probably be done. Thanks for watching.